Well, she did ask for a surprise. Forgive formatting. On mobile, English is my first language though, so feel free to take the piss if I mess up there. I was going shopping and asked my so if she wanted anything from the supermarket. Often, on top of practical suggestions, she'll say something like, some kind of nice cake, pastry, or just, something chocolatey. Over the years I've developed a pretty good sense of what sort of things she does and doesn't like, in most categories, so she's rarely all that specific with her requests. However, a couple of months ago she simply said, "Get me a surprise." Quote, and I grinned to myself. Because technically, she'd be expecting something cakey, chocolatey. And that wouldn't be surprising now, would it? I got her a chilled packet of a dozen pre-prepared, heat in the oven escargots with garlic and herb butter. They were on discount too, as the use by was that day. Double win. Reader, she was surprised. And to her credit, she did eat one, but said I could have the rest. So I did. Throughout I'm grinning like a shitty 12-year-old boy who's pulled off the prank of the century. Not often one gets to feel like that at my age. I reveled in the immaturity of it more than I should, and still smile to myself whenever I remember it. The following week, I asked again if she had anything to add the shopping list. Once again, she said, "Get me a surprise," and that devilish smile must have played on my lips, because a sudden look of panicked fear appeared on her face and she hastily and desperately appended, "That I would like." Quote. Of course, I did. Sadly, it's been months now, and she hasn't asked me for a surprise since. Shame. I'm somewhat curious to know what tinned hot dogs or beetroot smoothies taste like. Edit. A word. This reminds me of my family. My wife and my family now always buy a Kinder Surprise whenever someone declares they want a surprise. Love this. My daughter has learned to stop asking for surprises when I'm at the store. Surprises, I have brought my daughter when she's asked for one. A princess jewelry set from the toy section. A pack of index cards. A numbered cake decoration candle that was a 0. A box of plastic utensils. The list goes on. She's an adult and get a chuckle out for effort. When I was in college, I witnessed something similar. One of the guys in the dorm was headed off to go shopping, and another guy in the dorm gave roughly the same instruction to bring me something. The something ended up being a 50 lb salt lick from the farm store. It's probably super useful if you have livestock, but it's not terribly useful in a dorm. My wife once came home from the grocery store with a new kitten. Surprise! I would have said no to getting a pet, but that kitten won me over quickly. I hadn't asked for the surprise, but I still miss that cat decades later. Please continue to get her a surprise. A nice one. Every once in a while. She clearly likes the thought, and it's a small thing to make her happy. My Bill refused to tell us what he wanted for his birthday and said to surprise him. We got him a tote of ground beef. He absolutely loved it, lol. He had recently complained about his teenage son cooking and eating the ground beef for lunch. My friend told me this one time working at Wendy's, when there were numerous $1 value options, such as hamburgers, chicken burgers, chili, small salad, drinks and probably other stuff. Someone at the drive-thru said, "I have $4. Surprise me." My friend gave him 4 medium-sized Cokes. The winning move is to get the escargot, present it to her, and when she declines it, bring out a second, legitimate surprise snack for her enjoyment. Right after I turned 18, my dad asked me to go to the shop for him and buy him a 4-pack of beer. I asked what kind and what brand would he like and got the answer, whichever. so he got 4 cans of alcohol-free beer with strawberry and peach flavor. English is my first language though, so feel free to take the piss if I mess up there. I'll bite. Your spelling of surprise is inconsistent and often wrong. This reminds of the time when I was getting dinner ready and asked my wife what she'd like to drink. Her response? Surprise me. I still maintain that a glass of pickle brine is surprising. The rare adorable malicious compliance. I ask for vague things all the time when my man goes shopping. Something aptly, something chocolately, some sort of ravioli, tortellini, etc. Your pick would have made me squeal with joy, as we both love escargot. P. My ex used to make me smoothies and would always sneak healthy stuff into them. Beets taste like someone put a clump of dirt in a delicious smoothie. Years ago, my husband told me he was at the store and asked what I wanted him to pick up for dinner. I said, surprise me. After we hung up, I thought of calling him back and telling him that this was not a chopped challenge, but didn't want to give him ideas. He came home with a package of tofu, a package of gummy Coke bottles, and 2 habanero peppers. The tofu was turned into pad thai. Noodles were in the pantry. The gummies and habaneros? I did what any losing chopped chef would do, added water to the gummies and heated them so they turned liquid. Threw in strips of habanero. Made candied habaneros. He didn't finish them, but he ate enough that I stopped glaring at him. Just so you know, you don't need to be told to surprise the wife. My wife appreciates the many random surprises, but only if it's something she likes. That's such a cute and wholesome story. Have you considered posting it on our Delicious Compliance or our Wholesome Compliance maybe? Tinned hot dogs are basically like fresh hot dogs but soggy instead of crunchy. Similar story. Out for breakfast with friends. We had just finished but I fancied something sweet. I asked my girlfriend if she wanted a cake or pastry to go with her coffee. She said, surprise me. I promptly surprised her by coming back with a pastry for me and nothing for her. She was surprised for sure. And mildly angry obviously. This was years ago. We're married now, but she sure is careful whenever she says surprise me now. Of course she got half of my pastry in the end anyway. I feel like while this is cute and playful, ultimately she ended up disappointed. It would have been much more wholesome if you had then pulled out something you knew she would like. I asked my niece, who was turning 8 at the time, what she wanted for her birthday. She's a low-key kid, so she shrugged and said, surprise me. Quote, she was more confused than surprised when she opened her present and saw that it was underwear. I told her, and that's what happens when you say, surprise me, to your aunt. There was a real gift. I am not a savage.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.